guys, so today I'm going to be doing a get ready with me video for fall. I wanted just to sit down and play with makeup. I actually had no idea what kind of look I was going to come out with today, and it just so happens I came out with this look, which was a little bit more dramatic than I was going for, but that's okay. I just knew that I wanted to sit down and show you guys a look in my favorite palette right now, which is the Tarte in Bloom palette. I'm using this every day and I'm obsessed with this palette right now. I've talked about it on Snapchat and Instagram, but it is just so beautiful. I feel like it's the perfect fall palette. So this is what I used today to create this eye look. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. It's been a hot minute since I filmed. Like, it's been 3 weeks since I sat down and filmed. So I was a little awkward getting started today. Like, if you don't use it, you lose it kind of thing. And I definitely lost it for a minute. I'm getting back into the swing of things. So be sure to let me know what kind of videos you guys want to see for fall and winter so I can get them down and, you know, get ready to film them. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this video and let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with concealing my lids first. So I'm going to be using the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. This one is pretty light. It's in the shade Fair. But I'm not going to be using this to necessarily prolong my shadow. I'm just going to be using it to cover up the darkness and veining on my eyelids. And I do have to set my lids because my lids are the only place on my entire face that get oily. But because my lids are oily, I do have to set them so they don't crease because that concealer does crease on me. Alright, so now that my eyes are primed and ready to go, I'm going to go ahead and go in with the Tartelette in Bloom palette. This isn't new, but it's new to me and I've been obsessed with it. It's so beautiful. I feel like it's like the perfect neutral fall palette. But the shades in here are so beautiful and the quality is really good with these shadows. So this is what the fall palette looks like. There's a big mirror right here. I don't want to blind you guys, so I'm just going to kind of hold it open a little bit like this. All of the colors in here just scream fall to me. There's so many beautiful looks you can make with these, especially like right in this section. It's just perfect. It's got shimmer, it's got matte, it's got a black, it's got a cream. Like, you're good to go with this palette. So the first shade I'm gonna go in with is Smarty Pants, which is right here. And to apply it, I'm just gonna take a big, huge fluffy brush. This is the Sigma E40. And I'm just gonna start working this through my crease. And I'm not going to be too careful when I'm applying this shadow because I can always go back and clean it up with my lid shade and then my brow bone highlight, especially because I do have slightly hooded eyes, so I like to extend my lid a little bit and go above my crease, and I can always go back in and just carve my brow out to make it look a little bit more polished at the end. So now I'm going to go in with this shade right here at the bottom called Rebel. Start working this in the crease on its side, and I'm just taking it a little above the crease. Same thing to this side. Then I'm just going to go back in with that blending brush, the E40, and just blend those two colors together just so that there's no harsh lines. I want to go for a really diffused, just layered look like I would my clothes in the fall. I have to share with you guys this drink real quick. I know I'm getting sidetracked, but this is the Synergy Organic Kombucha. Kombucha, I think is how you say it. This is so good, you guys. This is the gingerberry. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with these. It tastes like soda almost because it has that fizziness, but it's so good for you and it gives me tons of energy. So I'm like obsessed with these right now, but this one's my favorite. I've tried them all though. All right, so getting back to business, I'm just finishing blending this out like that. Then I'm debating on what I wanted to do for my lid today. I think I'm going to go in with just a shimmery shade on my lid. So I think I'm going to go in with the shade right here called Firecracker. And I'm just picking a little bit up with my finger, and then I'm just going to pat it right onto the lid. Same thing for the other side. And I think I'm going to go back in and just deepen my crease just a little bit. So I'm going to go back in with that shade Rebel right here. And I'm just going to go back in with a smaller tapered brush this time. And I'm just going to carve out my crease. And then again going back in with a blending brush, and I'm just going to diffuse that just a little bit. I'm debating if I want to go in and make it a little bit darker or not. I really wasn't going to go for like this dramatic of an eye for fall. I was going to do something a little bit more like day to day, but got a little carried away. I guess I'll go ahead and go in with just a little bit of this shade here at the bottom called Leader. And then again, using the same brush, I'm just going to carve that crease out just a little more, but I'm going to stay a little bit lower this time. of see why I don't do get ready with me's that often, because I get so concentrated that I don't talk. I'm so used to just doing voiceovers. So I think that that looks pretty good. I'm going to go in with the shade right here at the bottom called Funny Girl, which does have a little shimmer to it. I'm just going to pop this right on my inner corner. And for my brow bone highlight, I'm going to do something a little bit more matte, just because I have so much like shimmer going on the lid. So I'm going to go in with the shade right here at the top called Charmer. And this is actually satin. It's not like completely matte, which is really pretty. See, this is why I always do my face makeup last, because I'm always touching my face. So for my lower lash line, I don't want to do anything too heavy and weigh my eyes down even more, because like I said, I wasn't even going to go this dramatic in the first place, but I want a little something down there to kind of balance it out a little bit. So I think I'm going to go back in with that shade Smarty Pants right here, and I'm just going to apply that to my lower lash line. And if you guys are wondering why I have 2 stripes going down my nose, it's because I did something really weird last night. I tried to contour my nose with self-tanner. I don't really know how well that worked out for me. I'm just gonna comb my brows up a little bit, and then I'm gonna move on to my face, and then I'll go in and fill my brows in towards the end of the video. I'm gonna use a new primer that I've been testing out. This is the Makeup Forever Step 1 primer in the shade Yellow, and I've really been liking this. I just got way too much on my fingers, but that's okay. My face has been really red lately, so this primer has helped out a lot, and plus it's really brightening. And then for foundation, I'm going to be using my new favorite foundation from the drugstore, which is the Matte and Poreless. This is for normal to oily skin, but I have dry skin, you guys know that, like very dry skin, and this foundation works so good on my skin. It's a beautiful formulation. It's a solid medium coverage that can be built up to full really easily, and it just wears beautifully throughout the day, and I love the finish of it. And the shade that I have is number 220 Natural Beige. I'm just gonna go ahead and apply this with my beauty blender. And by a solid medium coverage, I mean it's a full medium coverage. So it's right on the borderline of being like super full coverage, and that's why it can be built up to full coverage so easily without looking cakey. It's gonna take a little bit down my neck. I wish it had a pump though, because I always end up getting too much. Also, I'm loving my new hair extensions. I've talked about them on Snapchat. Halo Couture. They're so natural looking. If you're new to my channel, can you tell that this is not my real hair? If you're new to my channel, you'll have to let me know in the comments below if you thought that this was my real hair or not, because nobody can tell the difference at all. Because in public, people are like, your hair grew so fast, and I'm like, really? Like, no, it did not grow this long overnight. But that's how real it looks, so I'm loving these extensions. I'm just gonna do a little bit more right here because I have a lot of discoloration right here. And then for concealer, I'm going to use the Instant Age Rewind by Maybelline, and this is the shade Light, which I actually prefer the shade Neutralizer. I feel like it's a little bit lighter than Light, but this will do for today. I accidentally grabbed the wrong one. The Neutralizer has a little bit more pink in it, which is great for my dark circles under my eyes. Are you guys dressing up for Halloween this year? If you are, let me know what you're going to be in the comments. I love to see all of the cool ideas people come up with. I've just never been one to dress up for Halloween and like go all out. I love seeing all the makeup though, and like how creative people get. So be sure to let me know what you're gonna be if you are dressing up. I am gonna go ahead and set my under eyes. I'm gonna use the Hourglass Diffuse Light Ambient Lighting Powder. And I'm just going to pop a little right under my eye. Same thing to the other side. And then now I'm going to go in with the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder again. And I'm going to kind of bake under the areas that I'm going to contour here in just a minute. And I feel like this helps my contour to be a little sharper. So I just put a little bit in the lid, and then I'm going to press my beauty blender in it. I get a good amount of product on there, and then I just start at my hairline. And the reason why I've been doing it this way is because with the translucent powder, you really can't go wrong because you're gonna dust it away and it doesn't leave any results, if that makes sense. So you can get kind of crazy with your contour and it really just shows you where to place the contour. So if you're someone that's kind of new or you really just don't know how to do it or you just want to make sure that you're precise every time, this is kind of a cool trick because the translucent setting powder kind of shows you exactly where to put it. So to contour today, I'm going to be using the Bobbi Brown bronzing powder in the shade Golden Light 1. So this is what it looks like. So I'm just picking up a little bit of product on the Morphe E523 brush, and then I'm just gonna contour right on top of that powder. And then of course a little bit on my forehead, or a lot of it because I have a big forehead. So before I do this side, I'll show you guys the difference. You see how lifted this side looks compared to this side? It works every time, you guys. It's a really good little trick. So if you haven't tried this out, it's almost like reverse contouring. It's really cool. And then I'm going to take a little bit right here under my chin, my chinny chin chin. And don't worry, I'm not going to leave it like this. This is a little intense, so I'm going to go back in with just a big fluffy brush, and I'm just going to blend all that out. And then for blush, I want to do something a little bit coppery and bronzy, so I'm going to use the Becca Wild Honey, which is beautiful. I love it, but you have to go in with a very light hand. This is very, very pigmented. So I'm just taking my brush and literally dabbing into it twice, and then knocking off the product, smiling, and placing it right on the sides of my apples. And then going in with Becca Opal, I'm going to apply this to the tops of my cheekbones because I have to have some highlighter. So I'm just gonna pop it right there. A little right there on the apple of my cheek. Then I'm just going to dust just a little on the tip of my nose. And my Cupid's bow. Then moving back to the eyes, I am going to go ahead and fill in my brows now. I'm just going to be using the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. And I think today I'm going to go for more of like an organic brow, so just kind of a wispy, so just a little bit more natural and not so structured. So I'm going to do the exact same thing to this side. I basically just draw a line underneath as a guide, and then I just go in with very light feather strokes and fill in any sparse areas. And then I'm just going to set them a little bit with the Gimme Brow by Benefit, just very lightly. I'm debating if I want to do false lashes or not. Sometimes when I do like more dramatic eye looks like this, I like to just go in with mascara so that the eye look is the focus, not necessarily my lashes. But I kind of want to wear lashes today, but I kind of don't. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I guess I'll go ahead and do a coat of mascara and just see what it looks like. And then if I don't like it, I'll go back in with some lashes. Doesn't look too bad with just mascara. I really like to wear false lashes for videos just because the camera doesn't pick up as well as I would like it to, like my natural lashes. But I think I might leave it like this because it's really pretty. It just looks very doo-doo. Maybe I'll just pop on a couple individual lashes real quick. So I went ahead and just popped on these Gabriella Flared Medium Black Lashes, and I think they look really pretty. I just feel like it just gives my eyes just a little something extra. It looks really pretty and natural still. So I'm really happy with those. So now the only thing left we have to do is my lips. So I am going to be doing more of a nude lip today, like I usually do. So I'm going to be taking the Bare Minerals lip liner in the shade Freestyle and just lining my lips. I am going to try a deeper nude. I might lighten it up a little bit in the middle, but I'm going to go in with the Stila Stay All Day Liquid Lipstick in the shade Dulce. So I don't feel like that's too bad. I am going to go in and lighten the middle up just a little bit to make me feel a little bit more comfortable. and more myself. So I'm going to go in with the shade Skimpy from ColourPop, and I'm just going to pat that in the center. So that is it for this makeup look. I hope you guys enjoyed getting ready with me today. Of course, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, be sure to hit the subscribe button down below. I do try to make new videos every week, and I will list all of the products I use today in the down bar below in case you're interested in any of them. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.